What up? It's your boy, Master Pig, and today, what the fuck am I doing? We're back. We are watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood episode 7. Don't worry what happened right there. Nothing fell on the floor, it's all good. Now, last time on Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, we got the nice, warm, and family episode of basically last episode. Edward, the Elric brothers, with Armstrong, decided they had to visit, but they went and visited Granny and Winry again because they needed to get a new arm, and they repaired the leg a little bit more. So they got a new arm. Apparently there's a screw missing or something, so that's gonna probably come in place. Like, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. Also, yeah, okay, so they burned their house down after, you know, the whole, like, trying to bring back their mother. Their house, they burned it. And then also we learned that Winry's parents died in the war. In the Civil War, well, they were surgeons or medics in general, and they didn't have that many, and they died. Sucks. But Winry seems to not show any sadness, but she probably, how do you call this? Just, how do you explain this? Like, occupies her time or her thinking into actually making stuff. And I think that's good. Hopefully she's not feeling like any sadness that it's bad for her. Maybe it's like good sadness. I don't know, man. Life is weird. Now we're gonna see what happened this episode. I have no idea. I don't watch the credits or like the previews, if there's previews. I don't remember if there is, because I always skip it. I think there is, actually. So yeah, I don't watch those. So let's watch episode 7. Before we start though, remember, you can check out my Patreon on the description, and you can, after this episode, you can go there. If you support me for $5, you will get early access to my next reaction right now. And there's some other tiers. We have the $1 tier. You can vote whenever we do like polls and shit for the next show that I might react to. You have the $5 for early access, which is Fullmetal Alchemist Made in Abyss and Hunter x Hunter. You will get early access to. Then you have the $50 tier, which you can suggest a show. What that means is, like, you can suggest that show. I will put it on a list, and if you want to, and whenever I finish one of the animes I'm watching, that anime will be the next that I will be reacting to. And then you have the $100 tier, which is the one that if basically you tell me an anime that you want me to watch, or a show. It doesn't have to be an anime. I keep saying anime because that's what I've been focusing on lately. But if you want me to be like an animated show, like a cartoon, or a show like TV show, you can also recommend that. But basically, recommend a show or anime or anything related media, maybe not videos from YouTube, and I will watch it instantly without having to go through the list. So I will, if you tell me on Saturday, on Sunday, or Monday, or whenever, as soon as I can, I will have the reaction out for that. And it will also be like weekly, so probably 2 episodes, like 1 episode of early access. So you could also get 2 episodes one day. Either way, make sure to check that out, because if you care about a show that you want me to watch, check out my anime list in the description so you can see what animes I haven't watched. Either way, tell me and I will tell you. Maybe I forgot to add it to my anime list, so I will tell you, hey, I've already watched this. I'm sorry if I did, but like, maybe before actually pledging the money, try to make sure that I watched that anime, because you may have expected me to watch, I don't know, Clannad, and I've already watched it. I have it in my anime list, but let's say I didn't have it, and you were like, oh, I'm gonna pledge the fucking $100 and make him watch Clannad, and I would have been like, oh wait, I have already seen it. Shit. But yeah, no One Piece. The show has to be like 150 episodes, maybe a little bit more. Don't give me like an 800 episode show. No Detective Conan, no fucking One Piece, you know. So now let's actually go and actually watch the episode. Let's go.
Research. It's all gone.
Oh shit. Well, that sucks.
Running the entire place down was easier.
Oh, is that what
Are they in?
Central?
Yes.
Where are they? I forgot to talk about it, but yeah, we also we learned about Dr. Marco. I totally forgot that was last episode too. I remembered it, but oh shit, gluttony. Don't tell me he's gonna die. Like, I don't think he's Oh shit! He just cut like blood in his arm
Scar
down.
hasn't been sighted.
Reporting in, sir. We've just received word of an explosion occurring on the Marl River. What?
Oh fuck! That was a big explosion too. Like what the fuck?
Was it a gas explosion?
Yeah, that.
There's no
Scar.
mistaking it. This was definitely Scar's jacket.
Have you found the body?
Not yet, but we're still searching.
So is he
Either way,
dead? I
can't be
doubt
in
it,
good
right?
Shape after losing this much blood.
Yeah.
Assume that Scar will be out of the game for a while.
Okay, so they hurt him, but
I'll be heading back to Central again. I need to report to Father about everything that's happened here.
I suppose like they are alchemists, like Lust and Gluttony.
Everything's. Why are you wearing a suit of armor?
It's a hobby. A hobby? What kind of freaky hobby is that, Lieutenant? Who are these boys anyway? So, what do you say, Al? It's a lovely view, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's gorgeous.
No one wonders why there's an armor with such a height. Oh shit. So there's a girl, right? Sheska.
Miss Sheska?
Is someone there?
Miss Sheska or Miss Sheska?
There's somebody under there.
Thank you. I'm so
Okay.
sorry. I got myself trapped under a whole mountain of blocks. I thought I was going
Oh,
to
she cute.
suffocate under there. I forgot that I was supposed to be working, and all I ever did was read. So they fired me. If I don't find another job, I'll never be able to move.
Them? Is that why you're asking?
Yeah, but it's too late now.
This reminds me of the whole like
Sorry to bother you.
fucking.
I remember everything that was in them. Would that
Oh, you
help
do?
out?
Ooh.
It's just how I
Rem-
am.
Like I said, reminds me of Ollivanders, like the one stone.
It'll take a while, but I could write them out for you.
Thank you, Papa.
Nice.
You're my hero.
Here you are, complete
Jesus.
copies of all Tim Marco's notes.
Oh my god.
I
Well,
know 5 days is a long time to wait, but there was quite a lot to write down.
okay, at least she got everything.
There are some amazing people.
All I did was copy down what I remembered.
Do you remember all of this?
Wild goose chase?
Here, this is my registration number and the pocket watch for ID.
Okay.
Withdraw that amount from my annual research grants and make sure Sheska gets it.
Aww.
Right.
Oh boy, Ed.
Right away, sir. From his research grants, huh?
Did he miss a decimal point somewhere?
How does a boy like that have this kind of money to throw around?
I guess he is rich, but he doesn't like need that much money, to be honest. So.
Great. We've got a place to start. Let's do this.
I guess they are kind of geniuses. Sheska, that's how you write it.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Maria Ross, and I don't know what the other one was.
Have you had any luck deciphering it so far? Have you found another job yet?
Yo!
Lieutenant Colonel
Huge?
Hughes.
Major
Hughes,
Armstrong told me
okay.
you two were here. I've been busy too.
They talk to Colonel Hughes like he's an old friend.
Just how high up are these boys?
We've had a looking on getting the Tucker Chimera situation
Uh
settled.
huh. Oh yeah, Tucker.
Sorry, I guess that brings up some unpleasant memories, huh?
Ah! Don't bring back.
Anyway,
No.
a big one. All our case records were stored in the stacks at that location, and
Hmm.
trying to work without them hasn't been a picnic, let me tell you. What?
Sheska.
Hey, Lieutenant Colonel.
Well, I have read the military's criminal case records, and I do remember them all.
That's all I needed to hear. lady. Hi, my office pays well, so don't worry.
You're kind of.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Come on now, right to work.
Well, it's something I always think whenever I see a certain someone I know.
Aw. Let's go.
In that case, a certain someone should hurry and get back to
Delete.
work. Or you're gonna have to come up
Delete.
with a new motivational phrase.
Come on, you can figure it out, right? We're only 7 episodes in, so I don't know.
I'm awake.
There's closing.
For 10 days now.
10
I'm
days.
impressed they're still going after all this time.
To hell with it!
Fuck.
Don't get angry because you can't crack it. Throwing things won't help.
We did crack it.
Huh?
We cracked the code and decrypted the notes.
Really? You did? But that's a good
What
thing,
is it
isn't
then?
There's nothing good about this, damn it! This main ingredient for a philosopher's stone
Ah.
is human life.
Yep.
In order to
Fuck.
manufacture-
They worked so hard to decipher those notes only to find out that.
It disturbs me too, just thinking about it. I bet I'd act the same way.
What was that?
Oh, it was nothing, sir.
Your behavior is suspicious.
Jesus Christ, it's terrifying. Oh my god, I'm gonna put Armstrong in the fucking thumbnail again. Yes, that's the thumbnail.
Something
You know, Al, there's something I've been wanting to tell you for a while,
Huh?
but I guess I've been too afraid to say it.
what?
Elric Brothers, I know you're in there. I know what it said, Edward Elric. Tragic! To think the legend of the Philosopher's Stone has built us such a terrible secret. Often the truth is more cruel than we bargained for.
The truth.
What is it, brother?
The truth hidden behind,
Remember what Dr.
between,
said at
the truth hidden between the truth.
Look closely. Maybe you'll find the truth hidden within the truth.
Yeah, or between, within.
Clue
Yes.
what he was talking about. Here, what's this building used for?
It was designed for the 5th laboratory, but it isn't currently in use. The building
5th.
isn't structurally sound, so it's been classified off limits.
It's there.
Huh? How can you be so sure that's it?
There's a prison right next door.
Oh.
What was the main ingredient for a Philosopher's Stone?
You said it needed live humans.
Ugh. Plenty of
Yeah.
condemned criminals in the prison. Officially
Huh.
recorded as executed.
Why do I have the feeling that we're getting involved in something really dangerous here?
Yeah, you are.
That's why we told you to pretend like you'd never heard anything.
And you, Elric Brothers, behave yourselves.
Sir.
I know you two boys. You were thinking about sneaking into this building and taking a look around, weren't you? Admit it!
We promise.
He was saying yes and he was saying no. Oh, they did it anyways. Fuck y'all.
A guard posted in an unused building. Interesting.
Huh.
That is suspicious.
Are you gonna use alchemy to get in? I mean,
Make our
honestly.
own entrance.
They noticed the
Basically.
light from the transmutic reaction.
Oh.
In that case,
And
Okay. Oh, he can just grab it. They're sneaking in. Jesus
chances
Christ.
are they?
Can he fit in there?
Al,
I guess he does. He can.
you're fine on your own?
whether I'm fine on my own or not isn't the issue. You're too big to get through here.
Okay.
It's not like I asked to get this big.
Oh, poor Al.
66.
What is it, 48?
It looks as if we've got guests.
Some daredevil idiots came to visit, did they?
Oh no! I just got myself a tiny little pipsqueak!
Did he just scream in the middle of that?
There are lights on. Not currently in use. Who are they trying to fool?
Ooh, fuck. What the fuck? Don't give me this shit. God damn it, dude. Is that it? Yeah, okay. I don't want. Shut up. I don't want to see the preview. Okay, so God damn it, this show, dude. Should probably move the camera, but like, why is there so many notes? There's this, and so many notes, dude. So many fucking notes. So many details that I'd like to like fucking talk, even though they talked about it in the episode. I probably talked in the reaction. It's like, I don't know. So the library burned down. That sucked. I didn't know that they were in East City. There's Central City apparently, and there's East City. I don't know. I mean, I suppose the Central City is literally in the center, and in the where's East again? I think it's north, south, east, west, or is it north, south, east, west? I don't know. Basically, in the center is probably Central City, and then one of the sides lower is probably Ishval, where Ishval was, right? If it's only one, how is the map of this world? Because I haven't seen it completely. I know that there's like a big, at least something in the middle, because the central, so there must be like something that represents where the middle is. And I know there's like a edge that goes to the fucking sea, because that's where Ishval was. I don't know the map entirely. I want to look it up just in case spoilers. But yeah, so Scar started, like, they showed Scar fighting against gluttony and lust. I don't know. Like I said, I was asking, is gluttony and lust are they alchemists? They seem. I haven't seen them use alchemy to be honest. So maybe they're just. What is this universe in itself? Like, can people have superpowers? Because the only like supernatural thing different from our world is that people can do alchemy. And that's the only supernatural thing that differentiates my world from theirs. And also, like, fucking, you know, the fact that they can fucking put, like, metallic limbs and attach it to the nerves and shit. But, like, I don't see that far ahead as, like alchemy. Like, fucking transforming stuff. So, like, is there other, like, supernatural stuff on this world that I'm not... Or I haven't been... They haven't been talked about? Or, like, I missed? Just in case, like, maybe they explained that... Maybe, I don't think the Elric brothers at all have met Lust, Gluttony, and Envy, so I doubt they even know what they are. But they seem to have this tattoo, at least the three of them, and maybe that does something. Maybe that's like the same as, how do you call that? Al's, like, what was this called? Like the thing in the back of his neck here in the armor. Basically, maybe it's the same for like the Al thing. So for Al, it ties his fucking like soul to the armor. But for Lust, that she has one here, and Gluttony has like some in his mouth, I think. Maybe having that alchemy symbol does something to their body that makes them special. Like, we already saw that envy actually can change into people. But is that alchemy, or is that a power that alchemy gives you? That's what I'm not sure about. And if it's a spoiler, don't tell me. If it's something that it's explained in the original Fullmetal Alchemist and it's not explained here, don't tell me, please. If it's explained here, I'll learn it in time. It's just questions that are given in the air. If they have an answer in the show and the future, I'll learn it. If it's not, then please tell me. Also, yeah, they were fighting Scar, and they found his jacket, but nothing else. So he lost blood, but he's not dead apparently. He's gonna be out of commission for a while, they said. What else? Yeah, there was this girl that actually knew, like, the library burned, so like burned down because Lust did it, or like Lust and Envy, and the main like villains did it. But basically, they burned the library because they realized Marco actually gave the hint to the Elric brothers, so they did that, so they couldn't find the how do you call this, the recipes for like the Philosopher's Stone. Either way, there was this girl who worked at the library before, but she was fired, and she actually her name was Sheska, and she loves books, and she actually has a fucking great fucking memory. She remembered all of that, thankfully, because plot. But like, still, the fact that she did, and she also remembered the criminal records of like that were in the library, that means that Hughes actually hired her and made her work. We also learned Marco's like full name is Tim Marco. Oh yeah, also Sheska has an elder mother that is probably in she said she's in a care house, that she wanted to send her to a better care house. That's what I understood, basically. But she wouldn't have the money because she lost her job and shit. Thankfully, she remembered the notes. There were a lot of fucking notes. That was like too many notes. Too many cooks. But yeah, she did a flawless reproduction of all the notes that Tim Marco had. Jesus Christ. But then Ed, being the best boy, actually like paid her. And apparently Ed is fucking rich. He has a lot of fucking money. But the thing is, like, he probably has a lot of money from jobs he's done, or just being an alchemist and like doing work every year. I don't know how long he's been an alchemist. He's been an alchemist for at least like 2-3 years, right? And they probably pay a lot. I don't know how much it pays, but like fucking hair and stuff. But yeah, and then yeah, apparently all the notes, they were all supposed to be like notes like that lead to a Philosopher's Stone, or like the recipe for a Philosopher's Stone, but they were actually cooking recipes. And yeah, it was cooking recipes that had a code, or like it was an alchemist that the only person who can decipher them is the person that did it, but they actually had to decipher it to get to the recipe, and I don't know, they had to use their alchemical knowledge. I love that word. So yeah, they talked about Flamel, who made really good, and they mentioned the Philosopher's Stone. I was like, oh, like Nicholas Flamel. Is that an actual fact that history, not history of course, but like they both talk about Flamel, and it makes me think like, did they, I doubt J.K. Rowling came up with it first, or maybe she did, and then they also came up with Flamel for this show. I have no idea. It's just a funny detail there. I don't know. I noticed the name Flamel and shit. They also were talking about green tea, and apparently that is a clue to something else. They actually didn't show us how they deciphered it, but it'd probably be fucking amazing, fucking boring. Fucking amazing. Yes, shut up. Fucking boring to fucking watch them decipher a code for 20 minutes. There were two guards because Armstrong had to go. He was called back. So there were two guards that were looking after Ed now. I'm gonna see their name really quick. So yeah, there were two guards that were replaced for Armstrong. Their name are Danny Brosh and Maria Ross. They're actually like, I like how there's some... They are involved in this whole thing, but they're not actually like actual main characters. And I love their designs. It's just like simple designs, but I can recognize them. What else happened? I'll talk to Sheska, telling her like, you know, you're not useless. Is that the word that she said, or like he said? You're not. Let's just say useless. I don't think that's the word they use, but yeah, you have dedication. You love reading books, and your memory is amazing, and you have a dedication, which is already a talent. And then he said that to also inspire Edward, and I love that. And then they cracked the code, and yeah, it was the devil's work, because like to the main ingredient for making a Philosopher's Stone, it's the human life, and it also requires a lot of sacrifices. The fact that what I believe Dr. Marco was doing is like, okay, he got a victim that he couldn't save, but he used the chance of him dying. That's what I'm supposing he did to like get the Philosopher's Stone, like the liquid, the elixir, whatever it's called. Basically, someone died in his fucking like infirmary or whatever, and he used the death of that person to actually power his Philosopher's Stone ingredient or recipe, maybe, because he seemed to have a lot, and he's been in that city for a while, to be honest. So I doubt he's only been there for like a week. I doubt and used only that he had. He probably had more, or has had more, but yeah, he's been there for a while, so he probably used the death of some other patient, which sucks, but the death of those would actually like benefit the livelihood of some others. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but it's what he decided to do. Probably, I'm just assuming here right now. I don't know, maybe that liquid lasts for like 7 years if you use it correctly. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like I said, that liquid doesn't fade away after you use it. It has a certain time of like, it works for a certain amount of time, and then it probably like disappears, like the Marco, like the Cornello one, or like the Isaac the Freezer. They all, like, after they use all their powers, they all just decided to be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna disappear. So maybe that's what happened. I don't know how long he's been using, like I said, the elixir, so maybe he's made elixir using the human lives. Armstrong learned, because the Denny and Maria were actually trying to hide the whole, like, you know, it needs a human life, but Armstrong found out. But before that, Ed and Al were talking in the room, being all sad and shit. And and Ed said, hey Al, I need to tell you something I've been wanting to say, but I've been scared and shit. And then he started the sentence with I. They also cut it out with Armstrong coming into the room, or like knocking on the door. I believe he was gonna say two things: I am sorry, or I don't think we'll get your body back, or we'll get our bodies back. Maybe maybe Ed had been like all this time, like never actually thought that was gonna happen. Not sure, to be honest. And then Ed, with all the Armstrong talk, and then all that happened, he remembered that Marcus said look for the truth within the truth. So there's someone who is actually doing the recipes. They put a map. Armstrong brought a map, and they realized that basically there's 4 labs that actually are working, or like trying, like alchemy labs, something like that they talked about. I don't know if it was specifically alchemy labs or alchemy or labs that are actually working on making or trying to make a philosopher's stone. Maybe there's just specific labs for that, but I think it's just alchemy labs. Marco worked in the 3rd one. They were gonna visit like the 4th one, but then Ed realized, hey, what is this over here? It's the 5th lab, who is actually being closed off because something happened. I don't remember exactly what, and it's been closed off and it's off limits. And of course, there's a prison next to it. And Ed realized that you need a death to, like a death of a human life to power up the Philosopher's Stone. So he realized, hey, maybe they're using the deaths of the inmates, or maybe they're taking the inmates. Let's just say that on July 7th, this person is gonna die. So on July 7th, they, instead of killing him, they will kill him, but they will kill him in the place, maybe to like, or in the prison to use that death. I don't know how that exactly works. Do you have to be next to them? Do you have to use, how do you make a Philosopher's Stone? Like, do you have to be close to them? Does it have to be a death next to it? Do you have to kill it somehow? And then, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, they're using the inmate's death to make Philosopher's Stones. They decided to go to sneak in, even though fucking Armstrong told them not to. And yeah, they were gonna use transmutation to make like a door for themselves. But you can also, like, when they also do like transmutation, there's like lightning-esque lights coming from it. So they were like, no, they're gonna notice that. So they climbed the fence. Well, they got into this vent, and someone called 66. And then someone said, hey, what up, 48 or something. There's 2 people called 66. And no, I mean, there's 2 people. One is called 66 and the other one's called 48. And then there was someone on the floor, which on the roof that jumped at Al. But I'm not sure if that was one of the ones that said, I don't know if that was 66 or 48, or that was another one. That's 37. Either way, yeah, I don't think there's any more to talk about. I fucking love this episode. I really like this show. And if you like it too, you can check the next episode right now on my Patreon if you support me. Remember, you can also check out the early access to my other shows at the same time. And check out my other shows right now if you like any of this. My Main and Abyss, My Hero Academia, or Hunter x Hunter. I'm doing a lot of Hunter x Hunter. It's a good show. If you haven't watched it, you probably have. But if you can watch it with me again. Now, the link to my Twitter, my Discord, and my Patreon in the description. Also the link to Crunchyroll to watch the anime if you want to rewatch it. My anime list also in the description. And remember, there's 4 tiers on my Patreon. The voting tier, the early access, the suggestion, and the sponsor, which also like makes you choose one of my shows that I will watch immediately if you tell me to do so. Now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.